Legends spoke of a monster in the dark. Humanity called it home. The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Zethkar's mandibles clicked nervously against his translator device. Around the circular amphitheater, representatives from 47 different species waited with barely concealed dread for his report on the Sol system investigation. "Honored delegates," Zethkar began, his voice trembling through the universal translator. "I bring grave news from the Outer Rim. The humans, they have done the impossible." A collective shudder rippled through the assembly. The crystalline. Hegemony's representative, a towering being of living glass, chimed discordantly. "Speak plainly, Zethkar. What have these primitive mammals done now?" Zethkar's four eyes darted around the chamber before settling on the holographic display behind him. With a gesture, he activated the recording device embedded in his carapace. The chamber filled with the image of space, but not ordinary space. This was the region beyond the galactic edge, where reality itself seemed to fray at the edges. "They have colonized the void reaches," he whispered. The reaction was immediate and explosive. The Thermal Collective's representative burst into flames, of pure panic. The Aquatic Federation's delegate released a cloud of bioluminescent distress signals. Even the Stoic Silicon Confederacy's avatar registered shock through rapid crystalline formations. "Impossible!" shrieked the Avian Supremacy's spokesperson, feathers bristling with terror. "Nothing survives in the void reaches. The darkness there consumes light itself. It devours thought, hope, sanity." Zethkar nodded grimly. "So our legends told us. For 3 million years, every spacefaring species has known the truth. Beyond the galactic rim lies only madness and death. The void reaches are where light goes to die, where even our most advanced ships are crushed by the weight of absolute nothingness." He paused, mandibles clicking faster. "The humans call it the Dark Forest, and they have built cities there." The hologram shifted, showing impossible structures floating in the cosmic void. Massive stations that seemed to glow with their own inner light, connected by streams of energy that pulsed like arteries. Ships moved between them, not fleeing the darkness but embracing it, their hulls painted in deep blacks and midnight blues. "How?" demanded the Silicon Confederacy's avatar, its crystalline voice sharp with disbelief. "Our mathematics prove it. Impossible. The psychic pressure alone should have driven them mad within hours." Zethkar's report continued, his voice growing stronger despite his obvious fear. "I interviewed their expedition leader, a female called Commander Sarah Chen. When I asked how they survived where even our most hardened warriors failed, she laughed." He shuddered. "She actually laughed and said, 'Survived? This is where we thrive.'" Another image filled the chamber. A human space station, its exterior a web of interconnected modules that seemed to pulse with life, even in the absolute darkness. Gardens grew in transparent domes, their plants somehow flourishing in the void. Children played in corridors lined with windows that opened directly onto the cosmic darkness, unafraid. "They told me," Zethkar continued, "that they studied our ancient warnings about the void reaches. Where we saw cosmic horror, they saw potential. They said the darkness reminded them of their homeworld's deep oceans, their underground cave, systems, the space between stars they navigated for millennia before developing faster than light travel. The luminous hierarchy's representative, a being of pure energy, flickered with incomprehension. But the psychological effects, the isolation, the emptiness, the crushing realization of cosmic insignificance. They called it peaceful," Zethkar replied. "Commander Chen showed me their residential sectors. Families live there, honored council, multiple generations. They've been in the void reaches for 37 standard years, and their children know no other home." The chamber erupted in confused chatter. How could any species not only survive but flourish in the one region of space that every civilization avoided? The void reaches had been the galaxy's natural boundary, the place where expansion ended and nightmares began. "There's more," Zethkar said, and the chamber fell silent again. "They're not just surviving, they're expanding. They've established 17 major installations throughout the region, each one serving as a hub for further exploration into the deep void beyond our galaxy. The hologram showed a map that made several delegates flee the chamber in terror. Red dots marked human settlements extending far into the cosmic darkness, reaching toward the space between galaxies where even the concept of space began to break down. "They've made contact with entities out there," Zethkar whispered. "Things that exist in the gaps between realities. Where we see monsters, they see neighbors. They trade with beings made of living shadow. Harvest energy from cosmic phenomena that our science says shouldn't exist." Commander Veltar of the Military Council finally spoke, his voice heavy with the weight of tactical implications. "What do they want from us?" Zethkar's mandibles stopped clicking. "Nothing. They invited us to visit, said we'd be welcome any time. Commander Chen gave me coordinates to their main station and said to tell the council that the door is always open." He paused. "She also said they understand why we're afraid, but that fear is just unfamiliarity wearing a scary mask." The chamber fell into a profound silence. For millions of years, the galaxy had believed in absolute limits, places where life could not, and should not venture. The humans had not just crossed those boundaries, they had set up residence there and sent postcards home. "What does this mean for us?" asked the crystalline hegemony's representative. Zethkar looked around the chamber at the assembled representatives of galactic civilization, species that had conquered star systems, bent the laws of physics to their will, and built empires, spanning thousands of light years, all of them united in their fear of the dark. "It means," he said slowly, "that while we've been building walls to keep the monsters out, humanity has been inviting them over for dinner." The hologram shifted one final time, showing a human child pressed against an observation window, watching. Vast tentacled shapes drift through the void beyond, creatures of living darkness that should have driven any sane being mad with terror. The child was waving at them, and impossibly, horrifyingly, wonderfully, they were waving back. In the silence that followed, every delegate in the chamber had to confront the same terrible realization. The monsters in the dark had never been the real threat. The real threat was becoming obsolete to a species that made friends with nightmares.